Hi, everyone. I'm Brenda. How do you plan to handle college while working two jobs? Be realistic. Rick's words stung as I arranged the appetizers at Reynolds Corp's holiday party. I was just a caterer back then, dreaming of something bigger. The customers are waiting, he added with a condescending gaze. I forced a smile, dodging his stare, not knowing then that this smug middle manager would one day become my husband and my biggest mistake. You're different from other waitresses, he said later that evening, turning on the charm. Let me take you to dinner sometime. That's how it started. Rick Cooper swept me off my feet with expensive dates and promises of a better life. 6 months later, we were married. Brenda, darling, you don't need to work those demeaning jobs anymore. My new mother-in-law, Diana, cooed at our wedding reception. A Cooper woman has certain standards to maintain. But I had my own dreams. I'm still planning to finish my business degree, I told Rick one evening. Oh, honey, why waste time on that? You've got me now, he laughed, pulling me close. I make six figures, just focus on being my wife. My best friend, Amanda, was the first to see through him. Over coffee one morning she warned me, Brenda, he's trying to control you. This isn't love. He just wants what's best for me, I defended. But doubt was creeping in. The transformation was gradual. First, Rick forgot to give me gas money. Then he started questioning every purchase. My part-time college classes became a constant target. Another B minus. Maybe this just isn't for you, babe, he mocked, his words cutting deep. Stick to what you're good at, making my dinner. I began hiding my textbooks, studying in secret while he worked late. Amanda helped me set up a hidden bank account. Your wife is still playing student, huh? I overheard Kevin, Rick's colleague, say one day. But there was something in Kevin's voice, a hint of concern. Maybe he didn't agree with Rick's sneer. Mrs. Cooper, Patricia from HR, found me crying in the restroom during another company event. If you ever need to talk. That evening, Diana dropped by unannounced. Darling, I heard you're still taking classes. Some women just aren't meant for the corporate world. Rick needs a proper wife. I can be both, I insisted. Can you? Look at yourself. Bargain store clothes, student loans. Thank goodness Rick doesn't mind supporting such modest beginnings. I forced a smile, thinking of my hidden Dean's List certificate. She had no idea. Watching Rick boast about his promotion that night, I made a silent bow. One day, they'd all see what this waitress was truly capable of. But first, I had to survive being Mrs. Cooper. And the worst was yet to come. Brenda, stop embarrassing me. Rick's voice boomed across the ballroom at the Reynolds Corp event. I dared to share my thoughts on market expansion with a board member. My wife thinks her community college classes make her a business expert, he sneered, tightening his grip on my arm. The room fell silent, and Marcus Reynolds himself raised an eyebrow. Actually, I just completed my MBA with honors at. Why don't you get us some drinks, honey? He cut me off. Later that night, Amanda called. You won't believe what I just heard. Rick's been seeing Melissa Brighton, the investor's daughter. My hands shook. I have proof, Amanda continued. Kevin sent me photos, he's worried about you. The next day, diploma in hand, I walked into Patricia's office. I need to report workplace harassment. Finally, she sighed, pulling out a thick file. I've been documenting his behavior for months. The sexist comments, the undermining. Mrs. Cooper, I mean Brenda. Kevin met me in the parking lot. There's something else you should know. Rick's been doctoring expense reports. At lunch with Amanda, I knew what I had to do. I want a divorce. Already working on it, she replied, sliding a folder across the table. And I've got your resume ready. A consulting firm is looking for fresh talent. That evening, I packed my essentials while Rick worked late. The next morning, I heard Diana's voice screeching through the door of my apartment. What do you mean she's gone? Richard, fix this. A Cooper doesn't get divorced. But I was done fixing things. My interview at Summit Consulting was a revelation. Impressive analysis, the VB nodded, clearly pleased. When can you start? Meanwhile, Rick's texts had turned from angry to desperate. Babe, let's talk. You're nothing without me. Delete. At Reynolds, things were unraveling. You've got another harassment complaint, Patricia informed Rick in a meeting I heard about later. The board is concerned. My first project at Summit was to revamp a failing tech division. When the CEO personally congratulated me, it felt surreal. Your wife is making quite a name for herself, Kevin later told Rick. Ex-wife, I corrected, walking past their office with my new team in tow. Diana cornered me at Starbucks. You ungrateful little gold digger, after everything we gave you. You gave me motivation, I replied with a smile, sipping my latte. Thanks for that. The divorce papers arrived the same day as my first executive bonus. As I signed them, an email popped up, an invitation to interview for a director position. Rick sent one last email, too. I heard about your promotion. Maybe I was wrong about you. Can we talk? I clicked delete. From my new office, I had a view of the city, a team that respected me, and a voice that was finally heard. Breaking point? No, this was just the beginning. Later, Amanda raised her glass. To karma. To new beginnings, I corrected, but I had no idea just how new things were about to get. Let me get this straight, Marcus Reynolds leaned back in his chair during our interview. You completely transformed Summit's tech division in months. The numbers speak for themselves, I replied, sliding my portfolio across the desk. Interviewing at Reynolds Corp now, as a potential VP, felt like poetic justice. Very impressive, especially your overseas expansion strategy. A knock interrupted us. Rick burst in, freezing when he saw me. Cooper, we're in a meeting, Marcus frowned. I didn't know you were interviewing her. Your ex-wife's reputation precedes her. That'll be all. Outside, I heard Rick hissing into his phone. Mother, she's trying to get a VP position here. Do something. In the elevator, Kevin caught up with me. Watch your back, he warned. Rick's been meeting with competitors, sharing insider information. He handed me a USB, been collecting it for months. Patricia joined us. He's also been taking credit for his team's work. 3 complaints just this quarter. My phone buzzed with another message from Rick. Back off from Reynolds Corp or else. I finally replied, or else what? You think you're so smart? I made you. I can break you. I forwarded his threat to Patricia. At the next board meeting, Rick presented his innovative strategy. Interesting approach, Marcus nodded. Miss Mitchell, your thoughts? That's word for word my proposal from Summit last year. I have the copyright documentation. Rick's face went white. Later, Marcus called me into his office. I'm retiring next month. The board needs someone who can spot theft and manipulation a mile away. Are you sane? We want you as CEO, he confirmed. Though your ex-husband might have an issue with that. Rick's issues stopped being my concern 2 years ago. The next day, Diana stormed into my new office. You conniving little witch. First you humiliate our family, and now this. Security, I pressed my intercom. Please escort Mrs. Cooper out. This isn't over, she screeched. Actually, it is. Kevin appeared with more files. Rick's been embezzling company funds for years. The evidence is irrefutable. The board meeting was scheduled for tomorrow. Rick had no idea his career at Reynolds Corp was about to end. He thought he'd broken me when I was serving appetizers at company parties. But instead, he'd given me an up-close view of everything that needed to change. My phone buzzed one last time. Brenda, please, we need to talk. I know I made mistakes. I switched off my phone and reviewed the termination papers on my desk. Tomorrow would be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen of the board. Marcus's voice echoed through the boardroom. Please welcome your new CEO, Brenda Mitchell. This is ridiculous. Rick shot up from his seat. She was a waitress. She served us drinks in this very room, and now she's supposed to be CEO. She'll be serving you your termination papers, Marcus replied coolly. Security, please stay close. I took my place at the head of the table. As my first act as CEO, I'm announcing a full audit of all financial activities from the past 5 years. Rick's face turned ashen. You can't do this, he whispered. Oh really? Watch me. Kevin stepped forward, laying out documents. We've uncovered systematic embezzlement through falsified expense reports and josed vendor accounts, all leading back to you, Mr. Cooper. Patricia added, 3 more complaints filed just this quarter. At that moment, Diana burst through the doors. This is a conspiracy. My Richard would never. Mrs. Cooper, I interrupted, keeping my voice steady. This is a closed board meeting. Please exit before security removes you. You little peasant. After everything. Two security guards stepped forward, escorting her out. Brenda, Rick's voice cracked. Baby, please, we can work this out. Remember how good we were together. I'm sorry about everything. I held up a hand. Save it. Two detectives entered, their presence casting a hush over the room. Richard Cooper, one of them announced, "You're under investigation for corporate fraud and embezzlement." Later that afternoon, I sat in my office, the CEO's office, signing a new set of documents. "Your termination papers, Mr. Cooper." I slid them across the desk. "Unless you prefer to resign." "You've ruined me," he muttered, unable to meet my eyes. "No, Rick, you ruined yourself. Your arrogance, your theft, your abuse, it all caught up with you. I'm just the messenger. You wouldn't be anything without me. I made you who you are." I let a small smile escape. "You did. You made me stronger. I'll give you that. Now get out of my office." As he slunk away, Kevin entered with yet another file in hand. The audit team found something else. Diana's been involved in real estate fraud using company funds. I didn't hesitate. Forward everything to the authorities. From my office window, I watched as Rick was escorted out, carrying a box of his belongings, his expression hollow. In the parking lot, Diana was visibly breaking down as reporters surrounded her. Later that evening, I called an all-hands meeting. "Changes are coming to Reynolds Corp," I began. "We're implementing full transparency, merit-based promotions, and a zero-tolerance policy for harassment. The Old Boys Club is officially closed." Patricia's grin was infectious, and I saw a wave of relief cross Kevin's face. The next morning's headlines read, "Reynolds Corp names new CEO. From waitress to corporate chief." Right next to it, "Former executive faces federal charges, and prominent realtor under investigation." My phone buzzed one last time. "Rick again. I still love you. Please help me." Delete. Some people call it revenge. I call it justice. So, what would you do if your ex tried to apologize and beg for help after years of mocking and manipulating you? Would you show mercy, or would you do exactly what I did and press delete? Share your thoughts in the comments below.